Okay, this is the performance grade that I'm getting from my brokerage account through E-Trade. And what it's showing me here is how my portfolio is performed year to date against the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, and the Philly Semiconductor Index. And as you can see, we all started here. And I and the Philly did not do all that well through March the 28th, and then it started to turn. This is basically due in great part because the semiconductor industry had been depressed, although NVIDIA had done extremely well, the rest of it had not, and that's reflected in the numbers of both my portfolio, the bus portfolio, and that of the Philly Fed, or Philly Semiconductor. And then we started to climb. And as you can see, the Philly is up 11.9%. And the bus portfolio, our portfolio, is up about 20%. Now, I want to focus a little bit more on from here to there, because this is when my AI started to kick in. So let me show you that. Okay, see, we have moved from year to date to 3 months. And you can see from at this point, my portfolio in that period of time, in the past 3 months, is up 60%, and the Philly is up 49%. Why the differentiation? Well, I can only guess, but what I believe it is, the Philly is basically all semiconductors. We have, through our research, we have recognized that the effects of AI is starting to affect other companies because they're implementing the AI, the large language platforms, and other technology to stimulate growth. And that's particularly, I've noticed, in the pharmaceutical field, which we've picked up a number of, and in some industrial areas as well, such as the robotics that are going into warehouses, companies that are buying up other companies, implementing AI into them, and in many cases, including robotics. And so we've separated, as you see, by about 11% here from the Philly. And I'm confident that's going to continue to go in this direction. In a 3-month return of 60%, I don't know if we can keep up with that. That would be what in the net. That would mean in the next 3 quarters, we'd be up, I guess, 180%. I don't know if we can do that. But what I do know is we figured it out. And we figured it out through AI. This is nothing new. I've said this before. Wall Street has been using AI for a long time. It just hasn't been available to the retail investor. But I have figured it out. I figured out how to engineer the prompts to give me a fair and honest evaluation of stocks, and I know what I'm looking for in a growth stock. Why am I thus then able to outperform Wall Street? Why am I 3 times better than the S&P? Why am I, 5 times better than the Dow? Because I'm more nimble. And what do I mean when I say I'm more nimble? Well, this is Bard. Bard is one of my AI agents. He is my researcher. I basically assign him the duty every day that the market is open is to go scour and screen for stocks that look like growth stocks. In our mind, a growth stock is a stock that is growing its revenues by more than 20% for the past 3 months and projected for the coming 3 months. He then looks at it and says, okay, if their revenues are growing, are their earnings following that? Are their earnings following with the 20% growth per year as well? Once we identify that, we classify those group of stocks as potential growth stocks that we want in our portfolio. At that point, we turn it over to another AI agent. That's Samantha. She is my analyst. She has access to the largest large language platform, and she goes out and follows my 1.5-page prompt that basically tells her this is what a growth stock looks like from past experience, from past analysis of companies like Apple, Amazon, Google, Nvidia, how they progressed through to become the behemoths they are now. Now, look at the stocks that Bart has given to us and give us a preliminary reading on each one of them. And then if they hit our standards, then give me a total analysis, a 15-page, 20-page analysis of the stock, of its solvency, of its efficiency, of its debt load, of its cash flow. Look at its balance sheets, its income statements, its cash flow statements, and then sit in on the latest earnings call, and then come back based on all that and tell us what is the price of this stock most likely to be on January the 1st of 2026, 27, and 28, and how confident are you that it will achieve that level? Well, she gives me 3 scenarios, a conservative, a moderate, and an aggressive. I ask her to then give me a score between 1 and 100 on her level of confidence that it will hit the moderate, the middle grade achievement of earnings per share, and thus the price that we project it will be. That's what Wall Street has been doing for years, as I said. But I also said they can't be nimble. If there's a stock like Zeihan, who is developing a new timing mechanism to go into every device you have and every computer that goes into a data center, to be a timing device that generates less heat than a quartz timing device, which is in all of your devices and all of the computers in the data centers, then that stock's going to take off. The problem is they're very thinly traded. So Wall Street can't take a position. I can, and I can like that. And then when they go out and dilute their shares by raising $400 million when they never have raised more than $35 million in the past, and now they're raising 400, and the stock drops 15% in one day. Why? Because Jensen and all the other the chip makers are saying, we need your timing device. Gear up to meet our demand. Did Wall Street react accordingly? No, Wall Street's not in the stock. But the retail trader panicked and down it went. What did we do? We doubled down. And now we're up. That's what I say when we're nimble. We see what's happening, we evaluate it, and we go where Wall Street dare not go. And that's how we're beating the pants off of the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, the QQQs, because we know what we're doing, we know what we're buying, we know where they're going, and we can be nimble. Okay, I'm Kerry. I'm a retired financial advisor. I want to invite you to be a part of this, because if you will, and if you will follow it, and if you will, like a gentleman did this weekend, say, Kerry, as a result of what you have taught me, I have never had this much money in my bank account in my life. Thank you. I can do that for you too, I believe. But you need to come to the website, click the link in the description, and come look at us for free. And then if you like what you see, join our tribe. The power of a tribe. You understand the power of Wall Street. They've been kicking your ass for years. The worm has turned. It's our turn to kick their ass. Hope to see you next Friday at our Stock Talk.